Okay, so my name is Oyane, and I'm 21 years old. And recently I had my session for the first time with Psilocybin. And well, I've been struggling for 5 or 6 years with anxiety and depression. And the thing was for me that I tried different stuff during this time. I mean, I had my ups and downs. So there were times when I was taking antidepressants and also took sometimes some anxiolytics, but nothing really helped. And I watched some documentaries about this substance, and I was curious about it because I saw that people who had similar struggles to me took it and it was helpful for them. So I was curious about it. And well, espérate que me he quedado. I think after you tried different stuff and you've been like still struggling with it for long, I felt like nothing could really help me or change me. And well, therapy was lately helping, but it has its limits, I guess. And so it's a super slow process, and sometimes you see that you're getting better, but then you go back. And also that for me, I kind of forgot who I was before all the illness or all the struggle. And so the whole image of myself was just what depression made me be. And I didn't believe nothing could change that, because that was now myself, like my new self, let's say. And also somehow it makes you not wanting to change. Like you still want to be depressed, and it becomes your comfort zone. But still, like when they recommended me to do this, I was like, okay, let's try this. Like it can't make it any worse, so why not? And yeah, so when I first started, before starting, I wrote my intention, and my intention was to try to be nicer and more kind to myself, because my biggest problem, it's always being me. I never had like a problem with, I don't know, with the trauma that I had or the people around me or whatever. It was just me. So my main intention was that, to be nicer with myself. And well, when the session started, as long as I took the second dose of the tea, I started with the hallucinations, visuals, and like suddenly you just feel that you're into your mind, kind of. And it showed me a lot of things. I started to see a big man that was like getting bigger and bigger, and this big dark black man, because it was like the shadow of it, was representing all my darkness, all my depression, all my self-destructing, destroying thoughts. And I just kind of let myself go with him, because that's what I've been doing, like for so long. So for me it was in the moment what I felt like doing. But then after that, things started to change, because it was like, okay, this was it. But there are way more things in your mind than just this. And so I started to see nicer things. Also, the music for me was really important, because it makes everything flows, and just there's like a harmony kind of with it. I saw my dead grandfather, in there, and it was really surprising for me because I didn't expect him, but like I didn't really have a trauma when he died, but I think also I didn't handle it in the best way I could. And now I have something that when I go back to where we threw his ashes, I want to do after that. But I felt good when I saw him because I had things to tell him. He didn't tell me anything, like he didn't communicate with me, but I had things to tell him. And I was happy that in that moment I could just like put that out. And yeah. Also for me was really important the place where we made it, because I really felt like I was there, the important thing, and I was in the middle. But even if I was there in the middle of the whole room, I was feeling protected, like it was super private. And that's also a feeling that I had during the whole session, that it felt really safe and private. It was just me and no one else could know what was going on in my mind in that moment, and it was so nice to be just with myself.
Could you just describe a little bit of afterwards how you felt, the changes, any positive benefits?
Vale. This was for me 1 week ago, and after that, like this week, it's been really nice for me because I'm really trying hard to be nicer with myself, and it's actually working because before my therapist or like people around, they always tell you, yeah, but you have to say these things to yourself so that then you start believing them and you start being nicer and I know what, but there's something in your mind that doesn't really let you believe that. Like, yeah, you can say it, but it's like nothing. And after this session now, it's being really helpful for myself to say like, hey, you can do this, like just go for it, because also now I'm experiencing a bit change in my life. And I really feel like I can do this and that I might have better and worse days, but that still in those worst ones, I can get stuck on there and just let all the darkness lead me, because I'm going anywhere with that and I can make it nicer. And yeah, no sé qué más.
Maybe you can talk about the thoughts, like you were saying.
Hostia, es verdad. Yeah, also another thing that I noticed is that I'm a super overthinker. I overthink every little thing. And the thing after this session is that now I feel I can not that I can stop the thoughts, but that I can just let the thoughts pass in there. Like these restaurants, Asian restaurants, where the noodles are passing in the water and you can take them and then eat them, or you can just let them pass. It's as I'm letting all the noodles just go, and sometimes my mind wants to stop in one and I'm like, no, let it flow. And so that's also helpful, because when I need to focus on a problem, or not even a problem, but something that I want to handle in that moment, I just can take that and stay with that, work on it, and then like keep going, and not just taking one and then I have like 20 more coming and I don't know what to do with that. Of course it gets super overwhelming, but yeah, it's really nice to not to stop in all the overthinkness the whole time.
What would you say to somebody who they heard about mushrooms and they feel like they need some help, but maybe they're scared or they're unsure about doing it because it's not so common?
I would tell them, and mostly to people, because maybe I feel more empathy with the people that also suffered from depression, anxiety, or different mental issues, that sometimes, because of how these things are seen in society or was what they made us believe, there can be a bit of fear, but at the same time then they're giving us antidepressants, they're giving us anxiolytics or whatever pills, and we're taking them and suffering all the side effects of them and not really questioning what we're taking. We're just taking them, and this is something natural which doesn't give you all these side effects that are really bad, or at least for me they were, and that it can really be super helpful, that in just one session you can make a little click in your mind, which I know it's not gonna solve all my problems forever, but it helps you to keep going with your everyday life and be nicer and I don't know, because I never believed that something could make me feel like this, and I really never been so nice to myself. So I would tell them to just forget about all the things I told them about the psychedelics, and just to see that they can really be helpful.
Thank
you. The person before all this, I think it's gone. I mean, of course, I still have things, but she's gone and she's never gonna come back, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that, because I don't even remember it. But just I have the hope back to be someone else.